After 7 years sailing around the world, finishing our latest 1,200-mile ocean passage had us arriving back in Britain. With white sand beaches, stunning anchorages and turquoise waters, it's a Britain unlike we have ever seen before. Mostly because we've never sailed here before. So come and join us as we discover the spectacular Isles of Scilly, rediscover our British roots and set sail for a more familiar horizon. We are Amy and Matt, and this is Florence, our home and safe haven upon the ocean. Together, we have sailed almost 50,000 miles around the globe on a 7-year voyage of discovery. And now it's time to sail back to where this journey began.
Land's End is not the southwest tip of England. If you look 28 miles further out into the Atlantic Ocean, you will find the tiny Isles of Scilly. A mecca for British and French cruising sailors, but somewhere that we have never visited ourselves, as sadly, when we left at the start of our circumnavigation, we did not have time to stop here. Now we have a chance to put that right.
Well, this is just beautiful. First time ashore in 10 days. What a place to come to.
We haven't even got off the hill from the beach and it's already chucking it down. Definitely feel like we've arrived in the UK. I could definitely live on this island. Check this out. No rats.
Amy hates rats. We had one on board once and she kept on screaming until I chased it off over the bow with a boat hook. That was in Indonesia.
Climbed up the anchor chain. I didn't realise that they could swim and stay alive in the water for up to 3 days. This is going to be a very slow walk. It's blackberry season. I can't tell you how much I've missed blackberries.
But that is not the only thing we have missed about England.
First stop, the pub. First British ale in a very, very long time. I think 7 years. But we actually have an ulterior motive for coming here because they have Wi-Fi and we need to phone customs and inform them we've arrived. We've already done all the online pre-arrival stuff before we left the Azores, and now I think we just need to give them a phone call to tell them we're actually here, and then we're done with formalities.
It's also the first time in 7 years that we've got no visa to worry about. We can stay for as long as we like, or at least we think so. We hope so.
Okay, cool. Thank you very much. Bye. Cool, that's done. We are checked back into the UK. That was easy. That's the first time I've been able to check in just by filling out a form online before we left and then making a phone call. And because we're actually British, apparently we didn't even need to make the phone call. We were just done with the form, but all good, done.
With that done and the rain showers staying away, we could set off to explore these beautiful islands.
You don't get much more British than this. Local village cricket pitch with a scoreboard. If you hit it for 6, it'll go in the pond.
The beautiful rocky low-lying Isles of Scilly comprise of 140 islands, but only 5 are inhabited, with a total population of around 2,300 people. Their location at the meeting point of 5 international shipping routes and the strong tides which can sweep unsuspecting ships onto the rocks means they're guarded by 6 lighthouses.
One of the things that struck both of us here is how beautifully calm and quiet and tranquil it is here on the island. It's beautiful. There's no traffic rushing about, no big crowds, beautiful buildings, beautiful scenery, and it's just quiet and calm. The weather could be better. It's lots of showers, but I guess being in England we should be happy for any sunshine whatsoever. But yeah, it's lovely here. I reckon by the end of this walk you're going to turn into a blackberry. Stop number 2. Cheers. Scrape some of your ice cream off. That was good. It's good to be back. Ale and ice cream in one day. It's a good day. The cat wants ice cream. Ready? He knows what's coming. It's gonna drip. There you go. Just there, look. That's why the cat is waiting outside the ice cream shop. So we sailed over to St Mary's, which is the main island with the main town of the Scillies. It was a really difficult sail, very, very long distance from there on St Agnes, a whole 2 miles across here. But it was very British weather, so we didn't film it because it was absolutely chucking it down with rain. That was yesterday. But today we've got not sunny, but overcast, but dry. So we're having to explore around the island of St Mary's, which is equally beautiful. There are so many islands to explore here in the Scillies. It's famous for being rock strewn and difficult to navigate through. We've only got a few days here, and with the winds coming from the north, the more sheltered anchorages are on this edge of the island group. So out from St Agnes and round to St Mary's, you back out into deep water pretty quickly, and then from here to sail onto the mainland, we just go straight out from the island, and this is out into the English Channel. So we're not really getting the full Scilly's rock hopping experience, which is good because we're both still really tired from passage and we're probably not awake enough to do all the tidal planning to dodge all the rocks properly. But this is definitely somewhere we would love to come back and visit and spend more time. It's absolutely beautiful. All the buildings in the town are really, really pretty with all the flowers and the effort people have gone into to make it so pretty. And then just outside the town you've got beautiful countryside with the gorse bushes and loads of blackberries at the moment. They're in season. Yeah, we're really, really glad we managed to stop here. It's somewhere I've always wanted to sail to ever since I started sailing. I knew that it existed, but we didn't have time on the way out on our circumnavigation, so it's just great, even just for a few days, to be able to stop here on the way back.
Hugh here on the island of St Mary's, is the largest settlement in the Isles of Scilly, with a population of just over 1,000 people. St Mary's is also the only island with a significant road network. It's become a bit of a ritual on Florence that when we arrive somewhere new, especially after a long passage, that we sit down and have coffee and pancakes together. But this is a really special, I guess, arrival pancake brunch, because not only are we back in the UK, but we've obviously been able to pick some wild blackberries, and from the farm shop we picked up some clotted cream, which is definitely a Cornish speciality. Probably about one of the unhealthiest things that you can buy. Little treat to go on top of our pancakes. So we've got banana pancakes with blackberry and apple compot, and then obviously some clotted cream on the top.
How's the clotted cream?
It's very good. It's going to be delicious with the blackberries, but I think after this we're going to have to run around the island.
It's a small island, it's not very far to run.
That's 2 laps around the island.
Cheers. Welcome to England. Delicious.
I always find there's so many really simple things that I just fully appreciate after we've been at sea. Little things like being able to put my coffee on the table and it not fall over, because even on the calm passage that we've just had, that would have been over the other side of the boat. Eating food off a plate with 2 cutlery. Normally you've got a bowl so that your food doesn't fall out of it, and can only eat with like a spoon or a fork because you're having to hold on with the other hand.
And fresh food which we've managed to gather from the hedgerow for free, and the clotted cream is excellent. So we're here in the Scillies and we've all checked into the UK, and then we're going to sail on to Falmouth on the mainland, and we're hoping actually to stop at Coverack, which is going to be quite a special thing if we can. You can't stop there in all weather conditions. You need the wind to be blowing off the shore so it's sheltered. But it's actually the last place that we set foot on mainland England before we left back in 2016. So we're hoping we can stop there. And we had fish and chips before we left, and we want to go to the same place, have the fish and chips again. Oh, and the same ice cream shop. There's a very good ice cream shop there as well.
And a good pub with some local ale as well.
Yes, so we're hoping to...
You're getting a theme here.
We're hoping to stop into Coverack, and then we're going to sail on into Falmouth Harbour, where actually my parents are coming down to visit us, and I haven't seen them since February 2017. So that's going to be very emotional.
Yeah, the next few stops are going to be very emotional. Really, yeah. It's
really looking forward to seeing family again. And then from there we'll hop up the coast back to the Solent and have our homecoming event into Port Solent, which is where we actually prepared Florence and left from, and that will be circumnavigation complete then, and immediately into preparing to sail north to the Arctic next summer. We're not going to be around in the UK for long.
So we're leaving the Scilly Isles and heading towards the UK mainland. And it's a real shame to be leaving the Scilly Isles after just 4 days. It's such a beautiful place, but it's really made the 2 of us determined that we are going to come back here and we're going to see more of it another time. But we've got a perfect weather window for leaving today. The breeze should fill in as the day goes on and switch around so that we should have a pretty fast reach.
It's about 50 miles to get to Coverack, and we might not get there until kind of dusk today because we've had to wait this morning for the wind to fill in. It's still pretty light at the moment. There's a couple of things we need to watch out for on the way. We've got a shipping separation scheme as we come out of the Scillies, and we need to make sure we don't hit any ships and that we cross that at right angles. And then once we get closer to the coast, or the mainland, to get to the Lizard, We get some tidal flows around there, but we should have the tide with us this afternoon. It's kind of the first time in a very long time that we've had to do tidal planning for a passage, but it's pretty simple. It just turned out that it was going to be going with us anyway, so that all worked out nicely. Well, hopefully it will anyway.
We set sail into typical British drizzle, but it wasn't long before it cleared and we were able to hoist the spinnaker.
Nice! Sailing home under spinnaker. Ah, oh, beautiful flat water. Beautiful sailing.
That was incredible. I was just making some lunch and Matt spotted Land's End. So I came and I poked my head up around the spray hood, and just as I started to look, a dolphin leapt completely airborne out of the water between me and Land's End. Its timing couldn't have been better.
Welcome home!
Yeah!
One thing that struck me from our 7 years at sea is that dolphins always have a knack of appearing just at the right moment. Often when you're in need of a lift, or sometimes, like today, just to celebrate the joy of life on the ocean and returning home with us.
Well, that was a great little welcome party. Dolphin escort as we come past Land's End. Awesome!
And it didn't stop there. A squall threatening on the horizon had us drop the spinnaker for the Genoa, but the dolphins were equally happy with this sail plan.
Next time we sail past the iconic Lizard Peninsula to set foot back onto mainland England in the beautiful village of Coverack, the exact spot where we left England over 7 years ago to begin this epic adventure.
Don't forget to subscribe to catch the next episode. We release a video every 2 weeks.
As always, we want to say a massive thank you to everyone who supports the making of these videos, and especially our star patrons.